how does the U.S. see its place in the world? That's the question the Pew Research Center has asked, and here's what they found. For the first time in 40 years, a majority of Americans say the U.S. plays a less important role on the international stage. But let's not assume that means Americans want their country to get out there and do more. 52%, another record high, say the U.S. should just mind its own business globally. When it does come to foreign policy, many of the public's top goals are driven by domestic concerns. Now let's take that top concern and drill down a bit further. 50% of Americans say the use of military drones makes the U.S. safer from terrorism. That's compared to only 31% who say the war in Afghanistan has. Now, it's no surprise that most Americans want their country to be the only military superpower. But more and more see China as number one in economic strength. Now, while we're in Asia, let's take a look at something else. More young Americans think that region has greater importance for the U.S. than Europe does. But not so for older Americans. Now, in terms of how Americans see other countries, this hasn't changed much overall. The Pew study selected 12 countries and ranked them according to the percentage of Americans who viewed them favorably. Even if most Americans want the U.S. to mind its own business on many foreign issues, that's not a rallying call for isolationism. 77% say it's a good thing for the U.S. to have more involvement in the global economy. David Botti, BBC News, Washington.